And then it got weird. It got really, really weird. Why don't we put a tracker on his car? I was freaking out. I was like, nah, something doesn't sit right, something doesn't sit right. Hello. Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel. So today's video is a little bit of an unusual one for me. It's actually a story time. This is something that I've wanted to share with you guys for ages. This dates back to July 2021. I did mention it in a vlog, a potential exciting opportunity was coming up. I'll insert the clip here. Oh my goodness, you know what I was talking to you guys about earlier that I couldn't talk to you about, like exciting, gonna make such a good story time. But yeah, at the time I couldn't really tell you what was going on, and then I completely forgot about it until now. So I thought I'm gonna do a quick story time, fill you in, because it's actually quite funny and unusual and a little bit intriguing, and I love watching things like this on YouTube. So I thought, do you know what, I'll share it with you. I wanted to tell you all anyway, so I'm just gonna pretend that you're all here in my bedroom. We're all sipping on Pepsi Max, tea, coffee, etc, and having the best time. I look rough today because I've actually got a fake tan on underneath here. So yeah, this is the setting stage. But yeah, if you're new, hello, my name's Krissy, I'm a mum of two. I like to post all things motherhood, lifestyle and haul related content on this channel. So stick around, check out my videos, hit the subscribe button, I'd absolutely love to have you. There's 3 things that you can do to support my channel before we go any further, and that is give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below on your thoughts, and subscribe if you haven't already. So today's video is about a TV opportunity that I was presented with last year. It's really, really funny story actually. I didn't end up taking the opportunity, and if you listen to the end you'll understand why, and I'd love to know your comments down below. Would you take this TV opportunity if it was you? What are your thoughts, etc. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right back to basics with you and start from the beginning so we can get a real feel for things. And yeah, stick around to the end because it's an interesting one, it's funny. So this dates back to July 2021. I was literally minding my own business. I've not long started doing my YouTube channel, very similar content to what I do now. Days in the life, lifestyle, hauls, being in bargains, come shop with me's, food shop hauls, etc. I was approached by a television producer for an upcoming TV series, and this was going to be broadcast on one of the main channels in the UK. I'm not going to tell you which one because I don't think it's fair to really disclose it. But yeah, so randomly I was just minding my own business. Obviously I'm going back to basics here. And yeah, I was minding my business and I randomly got a DM on my Instagram. I'll see if I can find it. Here it is. So I'll blur out who it's from. I don't know if you can see that because it's very bright in here. But yeah, it was like, hey Krissy, I hope you don't mind me messaging. I came across your profile after viewing your YouTube channel as I'm looking for people for a brand new money-saving TV show. It's a new money-saving TV series where families/couples are given access to the UK's leading financial experts for a fun financial overhaul. Offering a fun money makeover and the exciting chance to be on TV. If you're interested, please DM me, thanks. Let's just give her a name, Michelle. So I was a little bit intrigued, so I went back to her like, yeah, can you please email me? I'd love to have more information. So she did, and then it resulted in a phone call. It wasn't a long phone call, about a 10-minute phone call. So yeah, she gave me a little bit more of an insight of the TV show. She just said it'll be filming for 4 days. The first day will be like an interview. Second day will be surveillance footage. Third day, the financial experts and the TV presenter will come over, and then the 4th day will be like an interview again, sit down interview. So I was like, okay, and I was a little bit bewildered, but she asked me a few questions about myself, about my partner, and it's all about like our expenditure essentially. So I just said like, I love like being in bargains, home bargains, Poundland, all of that. And she goes, yeah, I've seen your food shop hauls, etc. So it'd be really interesting, it'd be good because it'll be a way that you can save money, etc. And I thought, oh, okay, that sounds okay. And I literally related it to a similar TV show at the time, which was where like the family, they swapped out some of the big brands for own brands, like expensive face creams for a cheap alternative, hair shampoo, etc. So I thought it might be something like that because she kind of like targeted it to the whole family. So yeah, we had a little bit of a chit chat. She asked like quite a lot of questions about Adam. And I just said, like, he's a spender in the sense that, like, he likes making the big spending, like, as in the big purchases. But I'm more of the spender of the family. She said, have you got any, like, big spending coming up? And I said, not really, not that I can think of. We've just had a lockdown, etc, etc. Obviously, this wasn't long after the lockdown. But I said, but my partner has got an eye out for a new TV, which is very generic. Like, I'm sure there's, like, loads of partners that want a new TV, etc, etc. Anyway, the phone call ended. She was really nice. Nothing bad to say about her. And then I think a week or so went past, didn't hear anything. And then I had a message just basically saying, hope you're well, have a lovely weekend. We won't be moving forward with your application at this time as they feel we already have what we need. Really appreciate your time. It was lovely chatting with you, etc, etc. She'll be in touch if anything future comes up. So I thought, okay, nothing of it. Obviously I mentioned it to Adam as well in the time, because, oh sorry, the email that she sent me, like, before we had the phone conversation was like, don't tell your partner, keep it between us. I thought that was a little bit weird. So yeah, I told Adam about it because, yeah, that's a bit weird. Like, I don't get why you wouldn't tell me. So yeah, I think I told a friend about it at the time and we just put it to the back of my mind. And then all of a sudden I got a telephone call from the executive producer of this TV show. Let's call him Ben. Basic Ben. He weren't basic, but yeah. Let's call him Ben. And he was like, yeah, I'm the executive producer. We've actually had a family drop out last minute and we really think that you'd be a good fit, etc, etc, etc. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, it's something I'm interested in. I've got a few questions. And I said, what's this surveillance footage all about? And he goes, oh, basically, there'll be people under surveillance, like watching what you do for that day. So, for example, if your partner goes to McDonald's on his lunch break, they'll be watching and they'll make a note of it and it'll be like how he can save money, etc. So I thought, oh, okay, it's pretty low key. Yeah, so I was chit-chatting away and he goes, look, I really like you, really like the look of your family. Can you please just send me like a picture of your family through WhatsApp? And can I get you on a Zoom call so I can record it and send it to the channel? Just to check that they're happy with you, etc, etc. I said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. So we had the Zoom call, we had it scheduled. And then during the Zoom call, he was just asking me questions about our finances again. And he brought up the TV that I said to Michelle that Adam might be interested in buying. He goes, oh, it's really good if he didn't say this on the Zoom call actually, he said this on the phone call. He goes, it'd be really good if we could get Adam like buying that TV. And then that's when it all started to, like, my ears were pricking up a little bit. But I said, but he's not buying the TV. She just asked me if there's anything that he wanted to buy recently. I said, I could maybe get him to go and have a look at the TV and you could catch him on surveillance. I said, but he won't be buying the TV. Like, he said, £3,000 telly unless you wanna pay for it for me, like joking around. He was like, ha ha ha. It was like, oh, okay, no, we won't use that then. It's not a problem. And then I put that to the back of my mind. But a little bit of that, I didn't really like the fact they were trying to get Adam out. So I had the Zoom call. It was really, really like basic, just asking you questions, the same questions that we'd already spoken about, etc, etc. And it went really well. And then he offered me the show. He called me later that night. He goes, yeah, this channel, they love you and your family. Obviously must have to say that to butter you up a little bit. He goes, would love for you to be on the show. We want to send, I was just wondering if you could record a footprint of the home so we can get a feel of where to place the cameras. And we also want to send you some cameras through the post, which will be surveillance. You literally just plug them into a plug. And then if you do get any takeaways or any purchases, any Amazon packages, could you just open them in display of them cameras? And I said, but Adam's gonna know they're cameras. He goes, well, no, you'll be surprised. They're just going into the plugs. I don't really know what he meant by that, but I presume they're not too intrusive. So I was like, okay, okay. And then it got weird. Really, really weird. So I was like, okay, it was all happening so quick. And I was a little bit like, oh. And obviously he didn't want me to tell Adam about this. And I went, at this point, I hadn't told Adam. When I had the Zoom call and everything, I hadn't told, no, I think I told him about the Zoom call, but I didn't tell him that like, I'd got the TV opportunity. Something didn't feel right. And this is one thing I will say, if something in your gut doesn't feel right, don't go with it no matter what. Even though this could have been great exposure, etc, etc, you just got to be really careful, because once something's out there online, it's out there and it's for the world to see. I knew that Adam wouldn't want someone videoing him without his consent, without knowing about it, because it's not for everyone, is it? Like I choose to put myself online. I'm quite comfortable chatting to you guys on the camera and putting myself in the big world web, on the screen, in the unknown, into the universe. But Adam hasn't chose that, so I thought to myself, got to be respectful of that. Anyway, I hadn't told Adam at this point because I hadn't like officially agreed. Kind of verbally agreed, but nothing, because they wanted to know if we were free for these dates, etc, etc. So then I thought to myself, I'm gonna have to tell Adam, like, he needs to be free for the dates. I've already told him that there was some surveillance footage. So I said, so for me to then make out there isn't, I thought it's not worth putting my relationship at jeopardy. So yeah, not said anything to him. But I think I, at this point, was liaising with my friend. I was like, what should I do, etc, etc. Anyway, then this producer like just kept ringing me. And it just got very comfortable. Like when you think, I don't know who this person is and all of this. And he was like, oh, hi, I've spoken to the channel. I've spoken to the financial expert. We just need a copy of 3 months of your bank statements so we can go through it and like, etc. They did make it clear as well, they didn't want a family that were like high in debt or anything like that. They want, because I did ask that question, I said, is this to expose us that we're not very like responsible with our finances, etc. They said, oh no, it's nothing like that. We don't want to target people with like high amounts of debt, etc. Because obviously, what I'll get to in a minute, you'll see why. So yeah, I gave him a copy of our 3 months bank statements, but I said, look, I need some kind of confirmation here, like, you could be anybody and my partner's not going to hand over his bank statements and things like that just to anybody. So he sent me an email. I'll insert it here because I probably still have it on my computer. I'll insert it here, but obviously blur names and information out. So yeah, we handed all of that over. At this point, I told Adam that we were going to go ahead with the show. He was a little bit iffy about it, but he was like, I'll do it for you. If it's going to, like, because I thought it might be good for my YouTube channel, a little bit of exposure, etc. Like we all do. But anyway, so I handed that over. They sent that over to the financial expert. They were like, yeah, great, brilliant, etc, etc. And then it all went downhill. So I was on the phone, he rings me. He was like, oh, hiya, Krissy. I was like, oh, hi. What did I call him? Ben. He was like, yeah, I just had a thought. You know, with Adam, why don't we put a tracker on his car? So, you know, on the day that we're doing the surveillance, we can catch him out, you know, if he is by... And I was like, a tracker on his car? I was like, no. I was like, okay. I didn't say no. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Let me think about it. And he goes, and also, why don't he go food shopping with the children and we can catch him on surveillance? I said, the problem is, Adam don't do the food shops. If I was to say to Adam, hiya, do you want to go and take the kids food shopping? It'd be very iffy, it'd be a bit strange. And they're like, yeah, okay. Anyway, that just didn't sit right with me. So I rang my friend, I was like, no, this just doesn't sit right with me. Like, Adam is not gonna like to be like in the surveillance. He's not gonna want someone following him around, because at this point he travels all over the country for work. Not like ridiculously far, but it could be 2 hours away within that radius of where we are. And I just thought, that's a bit strange. Like, what are they gonna catch him out? Bit weird. To this day, I still think it's a bit weird. Did they want me to sign something so they could put a tracker on my car? I don't know. So anyway, so I got home, I rang my friend, and I was freaking out. I was like, nah, something doesn't sit right, I need to ring him back and like get out of this show. I can't remember if that was just it. It was a number of things. I just thought it was a bit weird. So she was like, yeah. I was like, can I come over to your house? She was like, yeah. Because I was like, you know, I don't know, I was freaking out. So I rang him and I was like, oh, hiya, Ben. I was like, look, I've given this some thought. I don't think my partner would be interested in a tracker on his device. If he was to find out, like, no, it's just not the one for me. I've given the TV show a bit of a thought as well, and actually it's not for me. I said, if you're trying to look at a spender of the family and call them out, or etc, if that's this kind of show that this is, I said, it'd be me. I'm the one that spends all the money. And he goes, well, who's the bigger spender? Is it you? Or is it him? He'd asked me that before, and I said, it's me. Like, he might want the bigger purchases, but who's tapping the card more, which was the way he put it, who taps the card more? It's me. So anyway, he was like, oh, no, like, we don't have to do the tracker. I did think that might be a bit too far. We've just done that on another participant of the show. We don't have to do that. Is there anything I can do to change my mind? And I was like, no, at this point, like, my mind's set. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you. And I'm sorry for wasting your time, but it's not for me, yeah? So later on that night, I got home, and when Adam got home, so so my nose is really itchy. When Adam got home, I told him, he's like, no, I'll be fuming. He was like, I don't like the idea of like someone tracking my car. He goes, and anyway, what am I gonna buy? Like maybe the odd KFC. It just seems a bit, it doesn't add up. This is where we spill the beans, okay? So yeah, obviously I was waiting for this TV show to come out because I knew it wouldn't be long, because I knew the dates they were filming and we were the last participants. Also, what Ben said on the phone as well, this is another reason why it made me feel a bit iffy. It was sold to me like a family show. We all know what her message was like at the beginning, the first producer. And then he was like, oh, you might want to see if you can get rid of the children for a couple of the days because it's quite long filming, etc. They might get in the way, they might get a bit bored and that. And I thought, that's a bit weird. So it didn't add up there, but I parked it to the back of my mind. I went live, I watched it, and guess what? Yeah, and literally, it was, the show basically outed the dad, but also the mum. So there was an example, yeah, it was mum and dad, and the dad went food shopping with the kids and it followed him, and he ended up getting 2 trolleys worth of food. They were a little bit like that. But anyway, so it did an interview with the family. This was the style of the show, yeah. It did an interview with the family, and it was like, mum calls the show because of dad's spending, his secret spending, like SOS, that's help. It was a little bit like gimmicky. So they'd interview the mum and all of that, and then basically the financial expert, the other financial expert, and then the presenter, a well-known presenter, would turn up at the house, confront dad, and then they were like, oh, okay, like you can go with our crew to da-da-da-da-da, and we're gonna go through your house and see where you can save some money. Like, they did not tell me that. I would not like the idea of that. So they're like rooting through the cupboards and all of this. Can you imagine if I went on it? Like, what about, I don't know. Like, obviously I'd make sure it's tidy, but I don't want people going through my knife and fork drawer. God knows what they'd find in there. If you know, you know. But yeah, then they went to like a nearby venue, got the laptop out from the secret surveillance, confronted the dad, like proper confronted him. Can you imagine if that was Adam? We go to like a local venue and he's like, yeah, Adam, we've seen you done this, this and this. Like, he would not like that. And then they confronted the mum, and then they were like, actually, you're the secret person that spends all the money. And they were doing the surveillance on the mum as well, so that's why I think they wanted the tracker on the car, because they wanted to monitor where I went, because they know that I go to B&M, places like that, and do for my hauls. And I don't know, I'm always like, have a little bit of an addiction with B&M and Poundland. We all know that. So yeah, like how awkward. And then when she went home, they literally like tore her apart and was like, yeah, this is where you're going wrong, etc, etc, etc. So yeah, that was the TV show. Thank the Lord I didn't go on it, because they tried to make out that it was light-hearted family fun. It wasn't. It was like out in the person. And yeah, didn't like it. But yeah, so I'm glad I rejected that one. But just a disclaimer, it's really important, I think, when you do put yourself online, that if something doesn't feel right in your gut, or even if you don't put something online, any opportunity that you're faced with, if it doesn't sit right in your gut, don't do it. Like, always go with your gut. Because as much as I love YouTube, I love chatting to you guys, TV can be very fixed and fake and not factual. So they're always trying to look at someone in mind and mould them to that image that they want. And yeah, who knows, I could have gone on there, it could have been a really good time and it could have been really great. But something was telling me, even though it was a well-known channel, it wasn't the factual documentary style, light-hearted fun. It was a little bit trashy. Sods, not sods. And really, what would I have gained out of it? Because we all know that I could save a lot of money if I didn't go to B&M and Poundland. But I do. And the fact that they wanted to put a tracker on Adam's car was just a big red flag for me. So yeah, I hope you like this little story. I'll probably do more. I've got loads of stories to share with you. So let me know if you enjoyed this little story time, if you want to see more of this on my channel. Equally, if this opportunity was presented to you, what would you do? Would you go on it? Because they were making out they're going to save us money on gas and electric. I don't really think it was that kind of advice. Would you go on it? Do you think it's interesting? Do you not? Let me know your thoughts down below. Yeah, hope you like this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below your thoughts and hit the subscribe button. It'll mean the world and more if you like this style of content. Go check out my other videos. I do a lot of day in the lives, hauls. I've just moved house if you're new. Move-in vlogs coming back. I've had a few. You all want to see my house tour, which I'll be filming real soon, probably today or tomorrow actually. So yeah, hit the notification bell and you'll be notified every time I upload. And that way you don't ever miss an upload. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Much love.